First Contact's Price. Commander Sarah Chen stood at the viewport of the International Space Station's new Quantum Observatory module, her eyes fixed on the strange distortions rippling through Earth's atmosphere. The quantum readings were unlike anything humanity had ever encountered. As chief science officer of the ISS, she had spent the last decade studying astronomical phenomena. But this was different. This was deliberate. "Commander, we're detecting more anomalies," Lieutenant James Rodriguez reported from his station. "The pattern. It's spreading across all our monitoring satellites." Sarah's hands tightened on the railing. For months, they had been tracking unusual quantum fluctuations in Earth's orbit. But today was different. Today, the fluctuations had formed into complex geometric patterns that defied natural explanation. "Send the data to Houston and Beijing," she ordered, but Rodriguez's response froze her blood. "All communications are down, Commander. Not just ours. Everything. Global internet, satellite networks, even traditional radio. It's like someone threw a switch." The implications hit her like a physical blow. In all of human history, there had never been a moment of total communications blackout. Even during the worst solar storms, some signals had always gotten through. A flash of light outside the station drew her attention. At first, she thought it was a reflection, but then the light began to move, forming into what could only be described as a door made of pure energy. Through it stepped a figure that defied description, a being composed of shifting crystalline structures that caught and reflected light in impossible ways. "Commander Sarah Chen." The being spoke, its voice resonating directly in her mind. "I am Nexus Guide Zaraxi of the Galactic Council. We have been watching." Sarah straightened her spine, years of training kicking in despite her shock. "Watching? For how long?" "Since your species first split the atom," Zaraxi responded. "We had hoped you would develop differently. More predictably." The crystalline being's form shifted, creating what appeared to be a three-dimensional display of Earth's history. "Your species advances at an alarming rate. Where others take millennia to progress from industrial to atomic age, you did it in less than 2 centuries. Where others carefully plan each technological step, you leap forward in chaotic bounds. Is that why you've revealed yourself now?" Sarah asked, noting how her crew had taken defensive positions behind her. "To slow us down." "No, Commander. We reveal ourselves because we can no longer contain you." Zaraxi's form pulsed with what might have been concern. "Your scientists have begun to detect our observation networks. Your quantum experiments are brushing against technological barriers we placed around your solar system. Barriers that, by all our calculations, you should not have been able to detect for another 1,000 years." Rodriguez stepped forward, his scientific curiosity overwhelming his caution. "The quantum fluctuations we've been tracking, those were your barriers." "Correct, Lieutenant Rodriguez. But they were not meant to be detectable by your current level of technology." Zaraxi's form shifted again, displaying complex mathematical equations that seemed to float in the air. "Your species has developed along paths we did not predict. Your understanding of quantum mechanics, while primitive by our standards, follows patterns we have never seen." Sarah felt a chill run down her spine. "You're not just here to introduce yourselves, are you? You're here because we scare you." The crystalline being's form flickered. "Surprise, perhaps." "Perceptive, Commander. Yes, your species concerns us. Your technological development is erratic, unpredictable. Where other species follow logical progression, humans make intuitive leaps that defy our models. You see patterns we miss, find solutions we never considered. And that's a bad thing." Sarah challenged. "It is destabilizing," Zaraxi responded. "The Galactic Council maintains order through predictability. Species advance along known paths, develop technologies in established sequences. But humans, you create chaos in our models. Your quantum theories alone have forced us to reassess principles we thought immutable." "So what happens now?" Sarah asked, though she suspected she knew the answer. Now, Commander, you face a choice. The communications blackout your planet is experiencing is temporary, a demonstration of our capability. We can maintain it indefinitely, containing your species until you learn to develop along appropriate paths. Or you can join us, under strict supervision. Your scientists would work with our researchers. Your development would be guided along approved channels. Your creativity would be directed. Sarah looked at her crew, seeing in their faces the same mixture of anger and determination she felt. Humanity had never responded well to ultimatums. With respect, Nexus Guide, she said carefully, I don't think you understand humans very well. Containing us won't work. Supervising us won't work. The more you try to control us, the more we'll resist. It's not just our technology that develops in unexpected ways. It's who we are. Zoraxi's form pulsed with what might have been frustration. You do not understand the consequences of defiance, Commander. The Council's decision is final. Your species must be contained. Sarah smiled, an expression that seemed to make the crystalline being uncomfortable. No, Zoraxi, I don't think we're the ones who don't understand the consequences. You say you've been watching us, but I don't think you've been seeing us. Humanity doesn't follow your predictable paths because we're not afraid to fail. We try the impossible because we don't know it's impossible. And right now, all across Earth, millions of humans are seeing their communications have failed. Do you know what they're doing? The alien's form flickered again. They are experiencing confusion, fear. No, Sarah said, her smile growing. They're solving the problem. In labs, in garages, in universities and homes across the planet. Humans are looking at this blackout and thinking, how can we fix this? And they're not following your logical paths or approved methods. They're trying everything, all at once. And one of them, maybe dozens of them, will find a solution you never imagined possible. As if on cue, Rodriguez's console lit up. Commander, we're detecting quantum signatures everywhere. Thousands of them. They're breaking through the blackout. Zoraxi's form destabilized momentarily. Impossible. Your technology cannot. Can't what? Sarah asked. Can't work in ways you don't expect. Can't solve problems you thought unsolvable. Welcome to humanity, Nexus Guide. We specialize in impossible. The crystalline being's form pulsed rapidly, and Sarah could sense its communication with others of its kind. When it stabilized again, there was something new in its resonance, something that might have been respect, or fear, or both. The Council must reconsider, Zoraxi said finally. This response was not in our models. It never will be, Sarah replied. That's what makes us human. Now shall we discuss real first contact? As equals. The quantum door flickered, and more crystalline beings emerged. The future of human-alien relations hung in the balance, but Sarah wasn't worried. Humanity had just proven what she had always known. Their greatest strength wasn't their technology or their intelligence, but their absolute refusal to accept limitations. The age of humanity's isolation was over. The galaxy would never be the same. The hidden advantage. Dr. Maya Patel stood in her underground laboratory at CE Arnon, surrounded by holographic displays showing the aftermath of humanity's first official contact with the Galactic Council. 3 months had passed since Commander Chen's confrontation on the ISS, and Earth had changed dramatically. The Council's attempted communications blackout had inadvertently triggered a quantum technology renaissance across the planet. Run the simulation again, she instructed her AI assistant. The holographic display shifted, showing the complex interaction between human consciousness and quantum fields, a phenomenon that had baffled the Council's scientists for decades. They still don't understand, Dr. Marcus Wong commented from his workstation. The quantum physicist had been analyzing the Council's scientific database since they'd grudgingly shared it as part of the new diplomatic relations. They've mapped every possible path of technological development, created models for thousands of species, but they've missed something fundamental about humanity. Maya nodded, watching as the simulation highlighted the unique way human brains interacted with quantum fields. They approached everything from a purely logical perspective. They never considered that consciousness itself might be part of the equation. The discovery had been accidental, a side effect of humanity's frantic efforts to break through the Council's communications blackout. While researchers worldwide had attempted conventional solutions, a group of meditation practitioners had reported maintaining telepathic contact during the blackout. Initial skepticism had given way to astonishment as scientists discovered that human consciousness could naturally interact with quantum fields in ways the Council's technology couldn't detect. "Director Chen is here," the lab's AI announced, and Maya turned to see Sarah Chen, now Earth's Director of Interspecies Relations, entering the laboratory. The former ISS commander had become the face of human-alien relations after her historic stand against the Council. "Please tell me you have good news," Sarah said, her expression tense. "The Council's science directory is demanding another inspection of our research facilities. They're convinced we must be hiding advanced technology." Maya smiled, gesturing to the holographic displays. "We're ready for them. In fact, I want them to see everything." Sarah raised an eyebrow. "You're sure? The Council's been trying to understand how we broke through their blackout. If they learn about the consciousness connection." "That's exactly what we want," Marcus interjected, pulling up another display. "Look at this. We've analyzed their entire technological database. In 50,000 years of galactic history, no species has ever approached quantum mechanics the way we do. They've all focused on technological solutions, trying to force quantum effects through machinery. But humans," Maya continued, "we've always had a natural connection to quantum fields. Those gut feelings that turn out to be right. The intuitive leaps in scientific discovery, even the placebo effect. They're all manifestations of our consciousness interacting with quantum reality. The Council's technology is more advanced than ours in every measurable way, but they're completely blind to this aspect of existence." Sarah walked through the holographic displays, studying the data. "And this is why their models can't predict us. Because they don't account for consciousness." "Exactly," Maya confirmed. "Their entire civilization is built on the premise that technological advancement follows predictable paths. But human consciousness introduces an element of quantum uncertainty they can't model. Every time they think they understand our limits, someone somewhere will have an intuitive breakthrough that defies their predictions." "The meditation practitioners were just the beginning," Marcus added. "Now that we understand the mechanism, we're developing training programs to enhance these natural abilities. Imagine a future where humans can naturally sense quantum fields, communicate across space without technology, even influence quantum probability itself." Sarah's expression grew concerned. "The Council already sees us as dangerously unpredictable. If they learn about this—" "They need to learn about it," Maya insisted. "Look at their history. 50,000 years of technological advancement, but their fundamental understanding of the universe hasn't changed. They've built incredible machines, but they've ignored an entire aspect of reality. Humanity can offer something they've never encountered before, a bridge between technology and consciousness." The alert sounded, indicating the arrival of the Council's science directory delegation. Maya straightened her lab coat, preparing for the presentation that would change galactic society forever. "Director Chen," she said, "I know this seems risky, but trust me. The Council thinks they need to contain humanity because we don't follow their rules. Once they understand why we're different, they'll realize they need us. We're not just another species to be guided along their predetermined paths. We're the key to understanding aspects of the universe they've never been able to explore." Sarah studied Maya's confident expression, remembering her own confrontation with Xeraxi months ago. "You're right," she decided. "Humanity's greatest strength has always been our ability to see possibilities others miss. It's time to show the Council exactly what that means." The laboratory doors opened, admitting a delegation of crystalline beings led by Xeraxi. The Nexus Guide had been assigned as permanent liaison to Earth, though their crystalline form still showed signs of discomfort around unpredictable humans. Dr. Patel, Zoraxi's mental voice resonated. The science directory requires an explanation for your species' continued violation of established quantum development protocols. Maya smiled, activating the main holographic display. Actually, Nexus Guide, we're going to explain something far more important. We're going to show you why your protocols were incomplete to begin with, and how humanity can help the entire galaxy understand something you've been missing for 50,000 years. As the display filled with data about human consciousness and quantum interaction, the crystalline being's forms flickered with various emotions: confusion, disbelief, and gradually growing understanding. The galaxy's greatest scientific minds were about to learn that true advancement couldn't be confined to predictable paths, and that humanity's greatest strength lay not in their technology, but in their unique way of perceiving and interacting with the universe itself. The age of human isolation was over. The age of human innovation was about to begin. Rising from shadows. The Galactic Council's Grand Chamber fell silent as Maya Patel finished her presentation. The massive amphitheater, carved from living crystal on a station at the galaxy's core, housed representatives from over 10,000 civilizations. None of them had expected a human to stand before them today, much less propose what she just had. Impossible, declared Supreme Architect Val Zen, their energy form crackling with agitation. What you suggest would fundamentally alter the structure of galactic civilization. That's precisely the point, Maya responded, her voice calm despite the gravity of the moment. 6 months had passed since humanity revealed their quantum consciousness connection to the science directory. In that time, everything had changed. Director Sarah Chen stood at the chamber's observation deck, watching the proceedings with Zoraxi. The crystalline being had become an unexpected ally in recent months, their initial fear of human unpredictability transforming into fascination. They're afraid, Zoraxi observed, their mental voice tinged with something like amusement. For the first time in 50,000 years, the Council faces a change they cannot model or predict. Sarah nodded, watching as Maya navigated the Council's questions with practiced ease. They should be afraid. We're not just proposing changes to technology or policy. We're showing them that their entire understanding of the universe is incomplete. On the chamber floor, Maya activated a holographic display that filled the vast space. It showed the results of the Joint Human Council research projects, demonstrations of how human consciousness could interact with quantum fields in ways that defied conventional physics. For 50 millennia, Maya addressed the Council. You've built your civilization on the assumption that technological progress must follow predictable paths. You've created wonders, yes, but you've also stagnated. When was the last time any species in this chamber made a truly revolutionary discovery? Murmurs rippled through the assembled representatives. Maya pressed her advantage. Humanity doesn't just offer you new technology. We offer you a new way of seeing the universe itself. Our consciousness training programs have already begun producing results that your models said were impossible. The display shifted, showing footage from Earth's quantum training centers. Humans working in pairs, using their enhanced quantum awareness to communicate instantly across vast distances. Others manipulating probability fields to solve complex problems in moments. Still others sensing and navigating through quantum space without technological assistance. More importantly, Maya continued, we've discovered that this ability isn't unique to humans. Your species have the same potential. It's just been dormant, ignored in favor of purely technological solutions. We can teach you to awaken these abilities, to combine them with your advanced technology in ways that will revolutionize everything from communication to space travel. Supreme Architect Val Zen's energy form pulsed with concern. And in exchange, what does Earth demand for sharing this knowledge? Partnership, Maya answered simply. Not supervision, not containment, not guidance along your predetermined paths. True partnership, where all species work together as equals to explore these new possibilities. From her position in the observation deck, Sarah watched the council representatives' reactions. Some showed clear signs of resistance, their forms rippling with anxiety at the prospect of such dramatic change. Others, particularly younger species, displayed obvious excitement. "They're reaching a tipping point," Zoraxi observed. "The council has maintained control through predictability for so long, they'd forgotten how to adapt. But they can't ignore this. The potential advantages are too great." Sarah smiled, remembering her first confrontation with the council aboard the ISS. They thought they needed to contain humanity to preserve galactic stability. Instead, we're showing them that true stability comes from embracing change, not fearing it. Below, the council's deliberations had reached a crescendo. Maya stood calmly at the center of the storm, her presence a testament to humanity's unique combination of scientific rigor and intuitive understanding. "The council requires time to consider these proposals," Supreme Architect Val Zen announced finally. "The implications are too significant for an immediate decision." "Of course," Maya agreed. "But remember, this change is already happening. Every day, more humans are awakening to their quantum awareness. Every day, we're making discoveries your models said were impossible. You can either work with us to guide this transformation, or you can watch as it happens without you." As the chamber erupted in discussion, Sarah felt a profound sense of satisfaction. Humanity had faced extinction, containment, and supervision. Instead, they had proven themselves essential to the galaxy's future. The Council's orderly universe of predictable advancement was transforming into something far more dynamic and alive. "Director Chen," Zoraxi's mental voice carried a note of curiosity. "Your species continues to defy our expectations. We thought we were protecting the galaxy from chaos by containing you. Instead, you've shown us that what we saw as chaos was actually a deeper order we couldn't perceive." Sarah watched as Maya made her way through the crowd of representatives, many of them now eager to discuss collaboration with Earth. "That's the thing about humanity, Zoraxi. We've never accepted artificial limitations. When you tell us something's impossible, we don't just try to prove you wrong. We question why you thought it was impossible in the first place." The age of predictable progress was ending. The age of infinite possibility was about to begin. Breaking the chains, Marcus Wong stood aboard the Quantum Voyager, Earth's first consciousness-enhanced starship, watching as reality itself seemed to bend around them. The vessel's quantum navigation system, guided by a crew of trained quantum-sensitive humans, moved through space in ways that the Galactic Council had deemed theoretically impossible. Status report. Director Sarah Chen commanded from the bridge. In the year since Maya's presentation to the Council, she had overseen the integration of human quantum consciousness techniques with advanced alien technology. "All systems nominal," Marcus reported, studying the holographic displays. "The quantum field interface is stable. We're ready for the demonstration." Today would change everything. Representatives from every major galactic civilization had gathered to witness humanity's greatest achievement yet. The Quantum Voyager wasn't just a new type of starship. It was proof that the fundamental laws of space travel, as understood by the Council for 50 millennia, were incomplete. Maya Patil entered the bridge, accompanied by Zoraxi and several other Council scientists. The crystalline beings had become humanity's strongest advocates after experiencing the quantum consciousness training themselves. "The observation fleet is in position," Maya announced. "Every major species in the galaxy has sent their best scientists to witness this. Are you sure we're ready?" Sarah nodded, her expression confident. "We've tested this dozens of times. Today, we show the galaxy what happens when you combine human intuition with advanced technology." The Quantum Voyager's mission was unprecedented. They would attempt to cross the galaxy instantaneously, using a combination of quantum entanglement and consciousness-directed probability manipulation. According to the Council's models, such a journey was impossible. The energy requirements alone would exceed the output of a small star. But humans had found another way. "Initiating quantum field synchronization," Marcus announced. Around the ship, Reality began to shimmer as the crew's trained consciousness interfaced with the quantum drive. All crew members, prepare for consciousness sync. Sarah felt the familiar sensation as her mind connected with the ship's quantum network. Through it, she could sense every crew member, their consciousness working in perfect harmony. The council scientists watched in fascination as human minds did what their most advanced computers could not: perceive and manipulate the quantum fabric of space itself. Target locked, Maya reported. Their destination was a point near the galactic core, where the largest gathering of alien civilizations in history waited to witness what humans claimed was possible. Quantum probability fields are aligned. Remember, Sarah addressed her crew, we're not just moving through space. We're showing the galaxy that their understanding of physics, of consciousness, of reality itself needs to evolve. Humanity isn't just joining galactic civilization, we're helping it transcend its limitations. Marcus's displays showed the growing quantum resonance as crew members synchronized their consciousness with the ship's systems. Field strength at maximum. We're ready, Director. Sarah took a deep breath. Begin transit. For a moment, reality seemed to fold in on itself. The view outside the ship twisted, stretched, and then they were there. In an instant, the quantum Voyager had traversed 50,000 light-years of space. The galactic core burned bright before them, surrounded by thousands of alien vessels that had gathered to witness the impossible. Transit successful, Marcus announced, his voice filled with awe. All systems nominal. We did it. The ship's communication system erupted with signals from the gathered fleet. Even through the quantum-enhanced translators, their shock was evident. Humanity had just demonstrated technology that revolutionized space travel, using principles that challenged 50 millennia of established science. Remarkable. Zoroxi's mental voice resonated with emotion. When we first encountered your species, we thought you needed to be contained. We never imagined you would show us how to break free of our own containment. Maya smiled, watching as the data from their journey was transmitted to the waiting fleet. That's what humans do. We don't just solve problems. We question why they were problems in the first place. We don't just break barriers. We prove those barriers never needed to exist. Sarah moved to the center of the bridge, preparing to address the gathered civilizations. Today marks more than just a technological achievement, she began, her words carried to every ship in the vast fleet. Today proves that the galaxy's future lies not in following predetermined paths, but in daring to imagine new ones. Humanity doesn't want to dominate galactic civilization. We want to help it evolve. The response was overwhelming. Species that had existed for millions of years, civilizations that had thought themselves at the peak of development, were suddenly confronting the possibility that they had only scratched the surface of what was possible. The Council's models can't predict what happens next, Zoroxi observed. For the first time in our history, the future is truly unknown. Good, Sarah replied. The unknown is where humanity has always thrived. We're not meant to follow paths. We're meant to forge them. As the Quantum Voyager's crew celebrated their achievement, Sarah knew this was just the beginning. Humanity had proven they could revolutionize space travel, but that was only one application of their discoveries. The combination of human consciousness and advanced technology would transform everything from medicine to energy production, from communication to the very way species perceived reality. The age of limitations was over. The age of infinite possibility had truly begun. New dawn. 5 years after the historic flight of the Quantum Voyager, the galaxy was unrecognizable. The great crystalline spires of the Council's central station now pulsed with consciousness-enhanced quantum energy, a visible symbol of how humanity had transformed galactic civilization. In her office near the station's apex, Director Sarah Chen reviewed reports from across the galaxy with a sense of pride and amazement. Another breakthrough from the Centaurian Consciousness Research Team, she noted, sharing the data with Maya Patel and Marcus Wong, who attended via quantum projection. Their consciousness-linked avatars appeared as solid as if they were physically present, despite being thousands of light-years away. 3 breakthroughs this week alone. Maya responded, her avatar examining the holographic data. Ever since we helped them unlock their species' quantum sensitivity, the Centaurians have been advancing faster than our models predicted. Predictability. Marcus chuckled. Remember when that was the Council's highest virtue? His avatar gestured, bringing up a galaxy-wide display of consciousness-enhanced quantum activity. The galaxy sparkled with points of light, each representing a civilization exploring its newfound capabilities. Supreme Architect Val Zen is requesting your presence in the assembly chamber, announced Zoraxi, entering the office. The crystalline being's form now shimmered with consciousness-enhanced patterns, a sign of their own awakened abilities. The Council is ready to ratify the final protocols for the new Galactic Cooperative. Sarah stood, straightening her formal uniform. The Galactic Cooperative would replace the old Council system, transforming 50,000 years of rigid hierarchy into a true partnership of species. Hard to believe how much has changed since you first tried to shut down Earth's communications. A miscalculation I am grateful we made, Zoraxi admitted. Had we succeeded in containing humanity, we would have contained ourselves as well. The assembly chamber had changed as dramatically as the civilization it represented. The rigid rows of seats had been replaced by a flowing quantum organic architecture that responded to the collective consciousness of its occupants. Representatives from across the galaxy no longer needed translators, their awakened quantum sensitivity allowing direct mind-to-mind communication. Director Chen. Supreme Architect Val Zen greeted her, their energy form now incorporating patterns similar to human neural networks. The final protocols await your review. Sarah took her place at the center of the chamber, where a holographic display showed the culmination of 5 years of transformation. The Galactic Cooperative's founding document wasn't just a set of rules, it was a declaration of principles that would guide species toward collective advancement while preserving their unique characteristics. 5 years ago, she addressed the assembled representatives. Humanity stood before you as a potential threat to galactic stability. Today, we stand as partners in the greatest period of advancement our galaxy has ever known. The chamber's quantum field resonated with agreement. Species that had once feared human unpredictability now embraced it, understanding that true stability came not from rigid control, but from adaptability and growth. The consciousness revolution hasn't just changed how we travel through space or communicate, Sarah continued. It's changed how we understand ourselves and our place in the universe. Every species has discovered abilities they never knew they possessed. Every civilization has found new paths to advancement that no model could have predicted. Maya's avatar highlighted key statistics in the galactic display. In just 5 years, average technological advancement rates across all civilizations had increased by orders of magnitude. More importantly, this progress was happening in harmony with natural and social development, guided by the enhanced awareness that consciousness integration provided. But our greatest achievement, Sarah said, isn't technological. It's the understanding that true progress comes not from following established paths, but from daring to imagine new ones. The Galactic Cooperative isn't just a new form of government, it's a new way of thinking about civilization itself. Marcus's avatar brought up images from across the galaxy, consciousness-enhanced ships moving through space in ways that defied old physics, quantum communication networks that spanned entire sectors, new forms of art and expression that blended mind and matter in previously unimaginable ways. The protocols before you today, Sarah concluded, ensure that no species will ever again face containment or control. They recognize that diversity, of thought, of development, of consciousness itself, is our greatest strength. They establish that the only true path to advancement is one we forge together. The ratification was unanimous. As the chamber erupted in celebration, Sarah felt the quantum field pulse with the collective emotion of thousands of species. Through their enhanced consciousness, she could sense their genuine joy, their excitement for the future, their gratitude for the changes humanity had helped bring about. "You know," Zaraxi commented privately, "when we first detected human quantum sensitivity, we thought it was a flaw in our instruments. We couldn't believe a primitive species could perceive what our most advanced technology missed." "That's always been humanity's gift," Sarah replied. "We see possibilities where others see limitations. We question assumptions that others take for granted. And most importantly, we never stop pushing boundaries, especially the ones we're told can't be crossed." As she looked out at the transformed galaxy, Sarah thought about how far they'd come from that first confrontation aboard the ISS. Humanity had faced extinction, then containment, then supervision. Instead, they had become teachers, partners, and catalysts for change. The age of isolation was long past. The age of limitations had ended. Now, as thousands of species joined together in consciousness and purpose, a new age was dawning, one of infinite possibility, unlimited potential, and a future that even the most advanced models couldn't predict. And that was exactly how it should be.